Hello, I'm Emily Payton, and I've been on the campaign trail as an independent, and I'm bringing to you some of the clips from last week where I was doing my best to bring my platform to the people of Vermont, and this is footage of the response that I got, and I've included a clip from the Channel 5 debate at the Echo Center, and then also a clip from the Channel 3 debate, which was held at the Community College in Montpelier. There's a lot of other footage that I've been taking that later on I will put it into a film so that people can be aware of how limited this process is to the corporate Democrat and Republican candidates. If you pay close attention to this first clip, which is where I went to the Leahy Echo Center where the debate was being held, and this actually chronologically happened second, but frankly we're doing this down and dirty, and we'll have to wait for the editing finesse later on. We want to bring it to you in real time as much as possible. And so getting into the Leahy Center happened because I was carrying a camera, and the person thought I was press, and they let me in there. And the person that I'm speaking to turns out to be the news director for Channel 5 in this clip. And it's the things that he says are significant and interesting, and you'll see that within the clip he describes that the two candidates, that would be Shumlin and Brock, have come to an agreement outside of the rest of the candidates with the news source about how they're going to have this debate and the content of the debate. And I would put forth that this is a measure of collusion, if not conspiracy, to limit the access of the people to alternative leadership. And as some of you may know, and I can't put all the clips in here, I have filed a suit because the alternative leadership is not being shared with Vermonters, and this election really is about the Vermonters choosing, and your right to choose, and your right to have access to bona fide candidates who have fulfilled all the obligations to become a candidate. And at least 500 of you have supported my presence in the race, and at the very least, those 500 are not being served by the press to hear this is basically the interview process whereby the candidates for governor are being interviewed by the press for the benefit of the people so that they can make the choice. And when the press censors and limits those interviews to only 2 candidates, we have exasperation of a 2-party corporate system that is the problem of our times. So let's roll these clips. We'll see first again the Channel 5 debate, which actually occurred on the 17th, and the Channel, I think, 3 debate that happened on I believe it was the 13th of October of 2012. And thank you, Mike. Want to roll them? Sometimes I feel like it's the sunset. Mankind grips of greed. Hello. Thank you. Hi. Is the debate upstairs?
Straight back.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I've got your bag, lady.
Let's do it.
Warren, that's Emily Payton.
Hello.
Hi, can I help you? Can I help you?
Awfully in my space.
No, you're actually in our space. This is a private event.
Isn't this democracy?
Sorry, I have to step out, please.
Please don't be so on me.
Oh.
I didn't
I'm not-
get
I'm
in
not
your
on you.
space.
No.
My name is Sanantha. I'm the news director. How are you?
Very well. I'm kind of feeling a little bit pushed around by this gentleman.
Well, we're in the middle of a live broadcast, so you're interrupting.
Live broadcast. So do you mind if we
You
walk
could step
this way?
out.
It is a private event, so I'm going to ask you to follow. We've rented this space. I'll be happy to talk to you literally outside this door.
Give me a word that I'll come back in. Because I got this far.
Yeah,
You give me your word?
clear.
Is your word good?
my word is good.
Wasn't Peter Schimmel's, was it?
Peter Shumlin often says he has a lot of respect for Randy Ross as their friend, but the pitch has certainly been rising with each passing debate. This is number 5. He said the last.
I didn't hear what you said. Peter Shumlin wasn't here.
Not
I just wanted to see the model.
It's just, it's been arrested before.
It's been arrested around. I've had to bail out cameras before. But
When
you're
the
focusing on the
election's
beginning of the summer. I'm telling you that if you've been running, even we'll go to the June 17th before that, before 2 years ago.
So-
I mean, there's a huge window of you getting out your message here. I don't think.
So you're saying
but-
you're saying that I haven't run hard enough and long enough for you
No, I
to
think-
be.
I think
you to
you're
even
saying
share.
that.
You haven't even your company has not shared the tenets of my platform with your viewers. You don't think that they're interested, apparently, because you haven't cared enough to share it.
Now,
And that's not untrue, is it?
I can't recall, but I'm not saying true or not. I certainly will give you the opportunity to be on camera to share your views. That I would do beforehand anyway. Anyway, we try to make that available to everybody on a tape basis. But in terms of being live in this debate, again, going back to that criteria where we're talking about an office, Federal Elections Commission's filing, previous polling results. You are cleared on the ballot in every single
I
county,
am.
and
That's
that's
500
one.
people.
That's no
why
small
would-
accomplishment.
Why would you deny those people, and why would you deny
I'm not
them the
denying-
option to choose? How can you know? How can you know?
If
Just
you-
because you're following, many people will say, and will agree, and maybe you too, that the system is broken. And the system is broken because we've got climate crisis, we've got economic crisis, we've got more people homeless than ever were before.
All things I can't disagree with,
And
obviously.
we
Yeah.
cannot continue with the same answer and get a new result. We cannot have the same type of particular leadership and get a new and better result.
I understand and appreciate the views that you're espousing. Obviously, there's an economic crisis. Obviously, there's an environmental crisis. Many of the things you pointed out are true, and that is obviously part of the political process that people need to discuss. However, in the context of this debate, when we establish that criteria,
Let's
didn't
go to
meet
the
that.
FCC rule. Let's go
Yeah,
to the
let's
FCC.
go to the FCC rule.
Yeah, I got an email from the FCC
Correct.
that said if a media station is hosting
Mm-hmm.
a debate and a minor candidate asks to be included, that they have to. It's different. They can
Go ahead.
exclude it if it's hosted by another third party and they're covering it. I have the email.
Yeah. As our attorney tried to make clear during your filing, and I don't know if you're going to have a follow-up filing, there are categories of what's called on-the-spot coverage, and this falls under...
This is not on the spot. This is pre-planned. There's nothing on the spot about it.
Falls-
I mean, what we're coming down to is ethics. What we're coming down to is
Oh, I don't think
a
that's
fairness.
the definition at all. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
that's
you
the
know,
definition
the
at all, ma'am.
federal, if the rules and regulations and everything in the federal government were so fair and so good, and they were doing such a good job, I wouldn't have to be here.
Ma'am, I think you're using some...
That's true, though.
You are-
That's
you
true,
are-
though.
no.
You know it's true.
No, it's not.
If government was doing such a good job at taking care of the people and having harmony on the planet, I could be back writing music, painting, taking care of my animals.
I mean, some people would say that government, A, isn't the solution for that, isn't the path of the solution for that. Or you could also argue that part of it's human nature and we can only manage and govern as much as we can. I mean, that's a very broad thing that I don't think we could say, therefore government is broken, therefore the policies of the FCC or any of the member agencies of the government are broken. I think you're going from
but you
one
have-
thing
but-
and you are inferring a tremendous amount.
Well,
based
it is
on-
true. You've agreed
I don't
that
think-
you've agreed
what have
that
I-
we're in crisis environmentally, economically. I mean, serious crisis, like brink crisis.
I think
Right.
that
And-
certainly
and-
I feel obviously I'm concerned. We're here at Echo and we have a
there
partnership.
you
I'm always
go.
concerned
There
about
you
the
go.
planet.
So
But that
the
I think,
policies that I bring forth, and because I come from a different angle at this, I come from like, no, I'm not interested in taking money out of people's pocket. I'm more interested in developing a prosperity. No, but
Okay.
hold on. This is symptomatic of the fact that had you asked me at the beginning of the election cycle, because part of it is for people being familiar with a candidate, had you asked me to come, you'd have not asked me
I
dear,
know, but
to come. You have
but ma'am,
not.
there's a familiarity. You've been running for 2 years.
I
You
ha-
ran before. We're here again now. You got, by your own admission, a minimal amount of votes the first time.
Yes, and what did I also say? The first time I ran to see what the challenges were. The second time, I'm running to challenge the system.
I don't recall you saying that earlier, but okay, if that's why you're running. What the?
I still think it's not your right to withhold candidates from the people of Vermont, and also
What am
the
I doing?
freedoms of the press
Uh-huh.
were granted so that people could have criticism of government. That's why they were initially granted. The freedoms of press was so that people could openly criticize government.
Yeah.
You're a
I've never-
Hearst. You're a
I've
Hearst
never-
company, aren't you?
Correct.
Did you know what Hearst did with industrial hemp?
Let's see.
They and DuPont were the people that marginalized it along with marijuana, and from that they put a lot of black people in jail and got a workforce, and they also removed such an important crop from which we could be making our fuel for automobiles,
Clothing.
our houses, and just interesting. I'm just noting that.
Yeah, I
didn't-
wasn't aware that they were involved in, if they were at all,
This was in the 20s
in
and
the
30s.
20s when.
Yes, it was
wasn't
because
aware.
they had bought eons vast of timberland that they wanted for their paper mills. And at the same time, somebody had figured out how to decorticate the hemp to
No, yeah,
process
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Right, and they didn't want the competition.
Interesting.
So they made a big tax on marijuana, which was totally legal. And then they made that illegal, and then they got a whole bunch of people in jail, namely black people, which was right after slavery ended. So they had
Yeah, I mean several decades after slavery ended, but.
right, because they put black people in jail after slavery ended just for not having a job. You had to always be employed. So they had an illiterate workforce. And after that, when they became literate, anyway, that's
just a.
but my point being, the press has limited exposure of the candidates for Vermonters, and I don't think that that's an ethical place to be at.
Again, I've said here, and I will say again, you have it on tape. We'd be happy to tape you and put your views on television.
And you're going to give me when? 6 o'clock in the morning?
No, in fact, we've been putting the other candidates on usually at 5 p.m. and 5:30 p.m.
Yes, but my platform can stand the test of these people. And if you can't see something new,
I'm afraid.
you know, the thing is,
I'm afraid our discussion's over. I'm gonna have to let me. I said I'd let you back in the room,
you did.
so let's go. I will
All right.
absolutely.
And thank you for the interview. I'm making. Oh, there's the.
You know I'm not. But please
What
roll
did you do?
I gave you my word to let you back into the room, but I didn't say at any point we were on the debate.
You didn't say what?
I didn't say you were going to be a part of the debate. I said I would let you back in the room. We were
Well,
back
I
in
was
the room.
over there. I mean, you know, that's
Come on,
duplicitous.
ma'am. I'm more than.
Now
more
I'm
than
ma'am.
delighted.
I was Emily a minute
Emily,
ago.
I never called you by your first name, Ms. Payton.
No, I thought you called me Emily.
Emily,
that-
that it is. Emily, as I said, I will gladly put you on tape. Gladly.
So
But not
tell
at
me
this
again why you removed the choice from
I
Vermonters.
have not removed the choice. Please.
Why won't you let me stand up?
I will not let you be in this. You did not meet the criteria, as I've made clear before. We
Why-
can continue
why
to
do-
go over this
Listen,
again and again, but
listen.
ma'am, Emily,
Yes.
I'm
Come here,
asking
come here
you-
for a second. Why does the criteria? Why can you not adapt? I mean, that's what
This
we're
is
going to
the-
have to do
this
is
is
adapt
this
big
is the
time.
agreement we've made
With who?
with the other candidates. This is the agreement
Ah,
that is
so there's a
that is
private
legal.
agreement.
No,
Legal is what the laws make it, and there's some laws that are hurting
Emily.
us. You want to
I
dance?
promise we can dance on our way outside. But come on.
Well,
I
took
will
you for
tape
your word. I took you for your word.
But I did return
But it's
here.
a phony word. That's a phony word. I thought I could sit here. I wouldn't be disruptive, but I thought that's really what you implied.
I'm
I mean-
unfortunately,
And I
I
would
can't
sit
take
there.
you at that word.
Oh, but I haven't ever broken my word yet.
It's not a risk I'm willing to take. Please. We can make
If I
arrangements
give
to
you
tape
my
this.
word, how come you won't give me a chance to keep my word?
We can give you the
I'm a woman
opportunity
of my
to
word.
tape.
That's how I got here.
We will give you the opportunity to tape tomorrow, 9 o'clock. You tell us where.
Will
but
you
we're
give
going.
me? Will you give me the same amount of time you give them?
No,
Why not?
because this is a special event that will last an hour. Ma'am, please.
And he needs to apologize for getting my space first. That man. He came and bumped right into me, and I would not do that to him.
See him bump, but I'm sorry if you were intimidated. He did not intend
Yeah.
to intimidate.
In any physical sort of way.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Well, I don't intend to break the decorum. However, I think that you guys need to be much more responsive to the people of Vermont. Need to be more responsive to the type of predicament we're in.
I agree. I understand. Please. Where would you like our camera crew to meet you? Tomorrow or whatever day would work out for both of our schedules.
The CAX debate.
Can be included. So
How is that? What is the business case?
we have two candidates, and those are the rules.
What about equal time? There is an FCC rule about that.
I believe we're in good standing as far as the rules of the debate, and we're on strong legal ground that we can have the two candidates that we've invited.
What about the other grounds? What about the fairness of an open election and the issues that we have with money in politics and the control? What about that issue?
Well, I'm not going to get into a lot of those issues, but all I can say is that it's been established that this is we're okay what we're doing here. We've invited Governor Shumlin and Senator Brock, and that's how we're going to go forward.
The FCC rule that was sent to me said that if a media station is hosting a debate, this is what was sent directly to me, then the media station, if it's not an on-the-spot news thing, if it's hosted by the media, then media place, they have to allow a candidate that asks to be in.
Okay.
I have that in writing from the FCC.
Okay. Well,
Very
okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Short of being disruptive, what do you guys think? Can you get any post ideas from you guys? How do you guys feel?
Well, I feel you shut off right off quick. You weren't even given the initial, a chance at all to get in there. And I feel you should have at least let you in.
So,
Well, it sounds like the television station WCAX wants to have it out in court with you. So they feel that they're on very good legal footing by limiting the debate to 2 candidates out of a field of 5. And, I guess if that's their idea of democracy in action, we need a change.
mm,
So hopefully the courts will come around and agree that there does need to be equal access, and people need to be able to hear all of the candidates, just not several that a major TV station picks out.
I'll second that. I agree. I can't believe Channel 3 with Anson Tibbetts, as long as he's been around, has come up with this idea, or somebody has in the Channel 3 station. Thank you.
thank you.
It won't eliminate our problems, your problems.
Won't accomplish anything.
No,
by doing
not a
that.
thing, and it ain't worth it. It just shows you how ignorant they are.
Mhm.
Law is no excuse.
No.
Isn't that astonishing that these people will not let you have the choice and will not let Vermonters choose who they want to elect? Well, we've got a lot of work to do to refresh this democracy, and I'm excited to do it. I also have some activities that our viewers can do that will be most beneficial. Please, if you care to, make a call to the 7 Days newspaper and ask for the news editor, Andy Brummage. He's extension 39, and I wish I could tell you the whole phone number off the top of my head, but at any rate, either write them or call them and ask for Andy Brummage and say that you want to see coverage in 7 days of the Independent Peyton. And also next week, the 23rd and 24th, the Burlington Free Press is holding 2 more debates, which they're live streaming. Now, I'm working behind the scenes with them to sort of access their higher sense of duty to Vermont and have me included in those debates. And I need your prayer, your support, and your pressure on the Burlington Free Press for the debate on the 23rd, Tuesday, and the 24th, so that they will allow this platform to come forth through me. So I will be filming up there, of course, and I'll be there. And I also have some wonderful support from people all over the place, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that. And I really look forward to the improvements we can make in government, in our future, and in our economy. Take care, and I'll catch up with you after next week. And thank you, Mike and Jacob.
Do